Hey guys, it's Steve, and I'm going to do this one more time. I didn't like the first take. So I'm sharing a new project with you, but on this one, I want you to remember I'm not a financial advisor. It's very early, which makes it very risky. It's even pre-CoinGecko listing, and the price has gone up quite a bit from where it started if you looked at it like that. But if you look at it where it is and where it could go, if the project is legit and real, then we would make a lot of money if we get into this. Once again, not a financial advisor. This is not investment advice. I'm showing you this so you can do your own research. And we're going to take a quick look at a couple other projects that I've shown just because I want to give some quick updates on price on those. Cub Finance has pushed its way back up to the 362 range. This is pretty good for it. It was down below 3. It pushed just above, then it pushed past 350. I'm expecting to see this continue to grow. Cub's farms do have lower APRs than any of the more AP crazy sites you're going to see. If you're investing in their token, they're still kind of high in the fives. But as you'll see, the other pools are down in the 90%, which is funny to think that's small, but it is in this world. We still have some in the 200s that are a little bit smaller, don't maybe have quite as much money in it. And I'm still continuing to farm. I'm starting to hold the Leo token. I'm waiting for their bridge to launch, and I feel comfortable now that I've made back any of the fees I put in to get into this, and now I'm just going to see if they're able to get their bridge running, be able to get their vaults running, and really watch this program grow to the next level. They are at a new high in total TVL. So they've pushed up into the 16 million range. They were at 17 million, so they did lose a little bit in the last little bit. But the token didn't take a hit, so maybe some people just pulled out some of their liquidity. Goose rebounded from 12 and is now at 15. It got up to 16. It came back down a little bit. The real thing here is to wait to see if their vaults come out, to see if this token goes back up in price into those big ranges it was, if people get excited to use the vaults. The vaults, I think, are the real project that is going to be interesting for them, so it's something to come and check out. But now we're going to just move on to the new project. So the new project I want to talk to you about is called Fairmoon. This was only posted 8 hours ago. This is I'll give a link to the post, but Fairmoon is basically a community-like project that is going on Binance Smart Chain that gives you it gives you more coins simply for holding them. So that's the quick little thing of the token, is that basically there are fees for every transaction, and 1% goes to the holders of the token, and the other 1% goes into the liquidity pool to try to help support the price of the token. So as this goes up, if it continues to go, even when people try to sell and push it down, they give a little bit of that money to the liquidity pool, so their sale doesn't hurt quite as much as it would. It also makes you maybe want to hold your tokens a little bit longer, because you can't just buy them and flip them on a little move up, because there is that transaction fee. So you do need a bigger move up. So you can't just come in with a ton of money and then watch it go up 4% and get out because you made a ton of money on this little token. No, because the transaction fees would on the buy and the sell would eat up more than 4% of your gains. So it does have some incentive for people to hold, and this is have a little bit of a game of who can hold the longest if the token does work out, but you also don't want to be left holding the bags if things fall apart. It's a community-led project, and so far the community seems very, very relaxed, very honest. They've talked to me. They've answered all of my questions. They've even worked with me about some silly questions. Their Telegram has grown to 1,800 people, which is pretty good for a project that's just getting started, especially because they have a very good anti-bot system. If you decide to join their Telegram, you'll see that you can't just get in there that easily. You'd have to have a pretty good bot to get it in there. I'm not saying people aren't going to get bots in there, and there's not going to be some fudders. There was a guy in there who was posting some funny memes a minute ago and making fun of some people and things like that, but you know, that kind of stuff happens in Telegram channels and Discords, right? So the next thing that's good to know is that they are going to be working on getting a project launching system. This is similar to some of the other ones that are out there that I didn't get into yet that launched the new tokens. But for this one, the people who hold this token will have the first chance to get into these ones. And they're going to be launching that by working with War on Drugs. Rugs. So War on Drugs is a Twitter account. It's got like 4 I think 40,000, working on 45,000 people following it, and basically they out projects that they find problems with the codes. He's a developer. He looks into code bases. He looks for obvious problems, and he has audited this code and has said that there's no glaring problems and lays down everything in there. Now, the Fairmoon, like I said, you can come here and see the Fairmoon. The Fairmoon holders will have priority access to investing in vetted pre-sales and IDOs, and they will get airdrops of the tokens that are going to be put out on the platform. Now, this isn't planning to launch till Q2, so you'd be getting in very early on this project and then following up to see if they can actually launch this next quarter. Now, there are a lot of launch pads out there, and so there is code that can be copied, and there is code already on the Binance Smart Chain. So they can take that and tweak it and change it, and they've already launched a contract of their token where they've copied the transaction fees in the transactions. I think some people have seen those in some of the other tokens. I think they're called like hourglass projects, or they're called deflationary coins or something like that. But basically, their coin should be able to kind of hold its value if people who buy it are willing to hold it and see if the project can go up. And all of us who buy early should have more tokens by the time we get to the end, as people buy and sell them and you get more tokens. I have been getting more tokens myself, and so I've been seeing that working. Full transparency, I am invested. I only put in as much as I was okay with losing. I suggest you do the same, as I do not know if this Launchpad will come about. They do have a website, but the website is not live with anything yet. This is where their platform will launch, and there will be some. So you can buy it on PancakeSwap right now. They went ahead and put liquidity there that they launched until longer than I'll be alive, because 2,100 is I'd be 120. Maybe I'll make it there. What do you think? Goal, right? But they locked that up because they wanted to show that the community is really set to building this project, and that there is the passive income and the growing price floor with a Launchpad coming in Q2. So this is the real goal. Their website does have links to working Twitter, Telegrams, Discords, Reddits, and to their audit that was performed by the War on Rugs. So here's their Twitter. It's fairly new. They don't have a ton of followers, but they have a little over 1,000 here. They haven't had a lot of tweets, but they talk about the initial token supply. Oh, something I didn't really touch on that much is that 7% of the tokens were burned, so they've lowered their liquidity supply much lower than the 500 of the 5 billion down to about 2.4 billion. And they talk about that here in this post. So they had an initial token size of 5 billion, but they burned away 7% of them, leaving 2.3515 billion. And those are all out in circulation because it's a fair launch token. So there's nothing being held out. There was no pre-sale to anybody. The token just launched on PancakeSwap with its initial liquidity, an initial very, very low price, and it's been being bought up, and the price is moving up, and up, and we'll have to see if they can keep moving up. So I'll link you to the War on Rugs account. Like I said, this is the user that has a lot of followers. He checks projects, and he was willing to check this project. He shows that there's no pre-sale in the contract, that PancakeSwap got the tokens first, that the owner has been he's gone. He doesn't control anything anymore. They won't be able to change anything. There's no backdoors or DOS possible for the owner to do. So, and they have a fixed transaction fee of 5% for each transaction. I'm still waiting for full information on where the full transaction fee goes. I know 1% goes to token holders, 1% goes to liquidity, and 3% goes somewhere else. So I'll be looking to verify that, and I'll put a pinned comment once I know. And I'll also, of course, talk about that as I continue to do more videos, just as I follow up on this project and see where it gets. They do have their Reddit. I'll just show it here. Just kind of showing that some projects launch, and you'll see links to their Telegram, to their Reddit, to their Twitter, and then you'll go there and there'll be no tweets. There'll be nothing going on. The Twitter, the Telegram won't even launch. See, here we go. We got a lot of people in here. They're talking about the token being bought and sold. We're probably going to have a rocky road for a little bit. Some guys are having fun, but there's certainly people in here. There's certain people talking. It's growing slowly. It was at 800, 5 or 6 new people have talked while I've been joined up while I was making this video. So overall, I think that the project looks like it's a real token that was launched by a community-led group, and the question will be, can they get their Launchpad launched working with the War on Rugs team? If they can, we should see the token price really, really go up, as most of the tokens that lets people get in early to investing in IDO tokens are pretty good. And since this doesn't have an owner and is community led, it could be a project that tries to not have KYC, and that's kind of interesting. That's also, the regulators could look bad on that, but there's no one to go after because there's no leader to this directly anymore. But because of that, also, it is kind of a hidden team. That's another reason why you should invest more than you can afford to lose in this project, and you should be very careful going into it. We're going to look really quick at the token price. We've had a bit of a pullback just in the last little bit. I'll do a refresh to see where we're at. We're around 0.002 cents. It's been going, it made it as high as 0.0028, and then has come back down now to 0.0022. So you've had a little bit of selling up here. Of course, anybody who got in down here at 0.001, they're already looking at a 10x on their money if they're up here. So if they got kind of weak hands, just wanted some quick profit, found out about this early, you're going to have a little bit of money being snuck out of this. The thing I do like about the price movement over here is that these green candles over here are much bigger than the red candles that came after. This green candle was pretty good, and this is the first big red candle. And from what I understand, that really came from just one really big sell that they talked about in there, that somebody dumped like 1.2 million of the tokens. You can see that their trading volume in the first day is already pretty good, especially since they haven't been out for all that long. Of course, the post was only 8 hours ago, so their post went up when the coin was right around here. So some people must have found out it was coming, came in here and started buying it up. It came out. Some of those people took some profit on these early up and downs, and now we're waiting to see if we can hold this 2 mark, 0.022. If we can hold right around here at 0.022 and start to turn this around, and the next candle can be a green candle, and we can move up hopefully to like 0.003, then this token's probably going to continue to go. That's just my quick look at the TA, as we've still had higher highs with lower lows, but only if this holds right around here. If it comes down to right here, then it will break this more recent low, and then it may fall down if some people start to get worried, or some people over here that were picking it up over in this area just decide to take some profit. But there weren't really any huge buy orders until we got in here. Those were the first bigger buys. We'll go ahead and look. It's listed on PancakeSwap, so here's an idea of what you can get for 3 BNB right now, about 42,000 tokens. That's how many I have. Like I said, BNB's been pretty good to me, so I'll go ahead and ride this project out and see where it gets to. I took some of my profit from some of my other projects, like what I've been making in Cub and what I made in Goose, and I went ahead and took a chance on this project. Here's the Fairmoon contract. As you can see, it launched with this initial token supply, and then they have this one big move of these tokens over to the PancakeSwap liquidity pool. Once it was on PancakeSwap liquidity pool, they had to get rid of half of them to make it turn into just a liquidity pool, because it was a one-sided token, and that's how we got down to like that 2.5 million in the pool that can be bought and sold now, and why they called it a fair launch token. All right, everybody, so that's where we're going to end this. This is just Steve saying, this is your chance maybe to get in early on a project and maybe be a big bag holder of one of those tokens that's going to be part of a Launchpad. I'll have some links for you to look at. Hopefully you enjoy the video, and if you choose to invest, be very careful, because like I said, this project is brand new, and I have no idea what price is going to be at when I wake up in the morning. All of my money might be gone or I might be a very happy person. We'll see what happens. Thanks, guys. Bye.